The U.S. government is shut down, and yeah, Republicans like to say, that's great, because who needs the government? Well, they're idiots, of course, because this is a government they chose. We'll get back to that. The government is shut down because Trump wants to end subsidies for the Affordable Care Act premiums, which, if he gets his way, will cost over 22 million Americans their health care. 22 million, which will then send people to the emergency room when they're sick, and under the law, for now anyway, you can't turn sick people away at the ER. So the hospitals will start to lose money and eventually go bankrupt in red states. Over the last 14 years, more than 146 rural hospitals have closed. Now, while most people didn't know what I just told you, they're learning the hard way. A third of the American workforce earns $15 an hour or less. That's 90 million people on McDonald's wages. They get sick, especially in red states, and they go bankrupt, which of course is good for no one.
Probably anywhere to 40 to 60% of healthcare costs are really out of pocket. It's the number one reason for bankruptcy in many, many places.
And these people, red and blue, are beginning to understand how bad this is and who's to blame.
And there's some new polling out this very morning about the shutdown. The latest Reuters Ipsos poll finds that half of Americans blame Republicans in Congress for the shutdown. That's compared to 43% who blame Democrats, 50 to 43. When asked who is feeling the financial effects of the shutdown, 21% said they themselves have been hurt by it, while 39% said it has hurt people that they know. And a majority, including almost all Democrats and half of Republicans, said the expiring health insurance subsidies should be extended. So, Joe, look, shutdowns aren't good for anyone, but what has been consistent these last couple weeks, Republicans taking more of the blame in voters' eyes, and it does seem like there was some talk in the first day or two of the shutdown. Could Democrats hang together? Well, they have, and it seems like they picked the right issue to rally around, health care, really resonating per that poll.
72% of Americans, come on, hard to believe, 72% of Americans are on Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries' side. They're actually winning this debate.
Okay, so for once, the Democrats haven't been trapped inside an issue like should boys wear skirts and Trump's lies about crime and immigration.
The transgender thing is incredible. Think of it. Your kid goes to school and comes home a few days later with an operation.
Trump is a master at attracting people who are, how do I say this, intellectually challenged, and healthcare is one of those issues. It's not much different than college tuition. Sick people and uneducated people are trapped, and they can't advance, and thus become a drain on social services, and ironically, the very shit these right-wing fucks bitch about. Penny-wise, MAGA foolish. So let's fuck the politics for a second and ask this question. Why doesn't the U.S. have health care for people who can't afford it? We have the resources, and some. This just came out last month. The top 1% in the U.S. have over $52 trillion. That's trillion, 1,000 billion, a million. And the average tax rate for those billionaires? Less than a school teacher in California. If we tax these fucks at a low rate of, say, 20%, that's $10 trillion, which would make health care affordable for every single American for a decade. And we could still hire 50,000 teachers for the 10 poorest states, all red, and then we could buy 5 jets and an aircraft carrier. But instead, Bezos gets to have a $100 million wedding and you pay for it. Democrats have been consistent about this. In '92, Hillary Clinton proposed a system of universal health care that led to the Republican takeover of Congress in 1994. And how do Republicans sell that to their voters? With the very same lie Republicans are using today.
At the top of the briefing, you made a statement about that the Democrats are interested in giving health care to illegal immigrants.
Yes, they are.
U.S. law already prohibits that. It's a 1996 law saying that they cannot give unauthorized immigrants any federally subsidized health care coverage through Medicaid, the Affordable Care Act, or the Children's Health Insurance Program. There seems to be a disconnect in the messaging.
Are you denying that Medicaid money has never gone to illegal aliens in the United States of America?
I'm asking you if you can explain the disconnect in the messaging.
I most certainly can. The Democrats' proposal, their continuing resolution.
Okay, so not only is Barbie full of shit, but catch this. Undocumented Americans, or illegals, as Caroline Levitt says, not only don't get Medicaid or Social Security, but they're paying for it.
How much do you think undocumented immigrants pay into the tax system every year?
Zero?
Nothing.
No, probably nothing. Undocumented, I would guess zero.
2022, they paid $96 billion into the Social Security Medicare system.
It seems ludicrous that there would be that kind of money coming in.
You are 100% right, given everything we've heard.
See, this is a continuing racist lie that brown people are making the country weak and dangerous.
They're rapists.
The truth is, undocumented people not only contribute trillions to our nation's GDP, but their arrest and deportation will crush our economy. And for all of you family-first Christians, Mexicans and Central Americans get divorced less, go to church more, and commit fewer crimes per capita than native-born Americans. So if you get robbed in the old US of A, it's not going to be Juan, but more likely John. But the shutdown isn't really about health care as much as it is about Trump willing to literally shit on the entire nation in order for him to look like he's winning. He simply doesn't care about anyone else.
I couldn't care less.
And his followers actually believe that we need less government in the most important areas. For example, Trump says he's going to pay the soldiers, but meanwhile, we aren't monitoring emerging infectious diseases, while at the same time, we aren't ramping up vaccines, and the head of Health and Human Services is declaring that Tylenol is responsible for autism, even though autism diagnoses predate Tylenol by half a century. But honestly, I think Trump is ordering Mike Johnson to keep the government shut down because of two reasons. Number one, the shutdown has created buying opportunities on Wall Street from everything from defense stocks to AI. And of course, it's the Affordable Care Act, or in other words, Obamacare. And Trump hates Obama.
72% of Americans, come on, hard to believe, 72% of Americans are on Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries' side.
But back to the poll. I think people are starting to realize that the Republican attack on Obamacare exposes the fact that the Republican health plan sucks. For the record, the Republican health care plan is simple. Don't get sick. So red state Americans are finally beginning to understand that the Affordable Care Act is good for them. Just don't call it Obamacare.
Which plan do you support? Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act?
The Affordable Care Act.
And what is it about Obamacare that you do not like?
I just think that there's a lot of holes in it and it needs to be revamped. I think
And you think
hasn't been thought out.
You think the Affordable Care Act is a better plan than Obamacare?
Better, but I'm not happy with that either.
So the Affordable Care Act is more affordable than Obamacare?
Just the name says it all.
Right. Do you agree with the Affordable Care Act or Obamacare?
The affordable.
And why do you prefer the Affordable Care Act over Obamacare?
I just don't agree with the whole Obamacare policy thing that's going on. I just don't agree with it.
Do you know that Obamacare and the Affordable Care Act are the same thing?
No, they're not. Thanks, you made me look stupid.
One final thing, that staggering number, over 90 million Americans make $15 an hour or less, is an insight as to where the next revolution is coming. Because while Trump is grifting millions while in office, Americans can't afford a doctor's visit. So this revolution won't be red versus blue, but red and blue versus green.
I'm really rich.
Go fuck yourself.
Goddamn right.
We don't take an oath to a wannabe dictator.
I think the president is definitely f***ing Satan.
They know how to get to me. I kept my underwear on.
Go fuck yourself.
A witch hunt.
Suck my fat one.
You're a nasty person. They had what?
Who you talking to?
I don't want to talk about this stuff.
Am I wrong?
Yes.
Tick-tock.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
I think he's crazy. So this is the guy that peddles in garbage.
I'm Chip Franklin.